All right, so today I'm going to be showing you how to update your WordPress website. So I'm going to briefly go over how to update WordPress itself, because that does need to be updated periodically, as well as how to update your plugins and your theme. So first things first, when you log in, at the top here, you'll see a little icon, and that will tell you that you have some updates to do. So this little icon will be right here with the number that shows you how many things need to be updated. So as you can see, if you hover over, it says I have 1 WordPress update to do and 6 plugin updates. And here I also have a little notice that says WordPress 4.9.4 is available. Please update now. And I also have a notice here that says a new version of Bridge is available, which is the theme that I use. So I know that I need to update that as well. I also have a notice that says WooCommerce data update. So I need to update to the latest version of WooCommerce. So clearly I have a lot of updates to do, but before I get started with that, it is very important that you back up your site. So I use Updraft Plus to back up my site. And if you just hover over that, you can click on current status and backup now. So you want to do that before anything, just in case anything goes wrong, you do have a backup of your site to go back to. So we're going to click on that and scroll down. And I do have automatic backups enabled, so it does back up automatically on its own, but just in case, I like to go ahead and back up anyway. So even if you have a recent backup, still back it up anyway. So I'm going to click on backup now, and then click again, backup now, and just wait for that to finish up. And while it's doing that, I usually like to not play around with anything. I just sit here and wait for it to be completed because I don't want to mess anything up. And then once that is fully complete, we're going to go ahead and start with the first update. And the first one I'm going to do is the WordPress update, which is a very important update. And the reason why it's important to update your website and your plugins and your theme and everything is because it helps to prevent you from being hacked, for one. If you don't update your theme, or you don't update your plugins, and you don't update WordPress, you're enabling there to be little holes and, areas where hackers can get into your site. So WordPress updates periodically to keep WordPress safe, basically. So any little glitches or any little holes that they find in, the security system they have, they fix it, and then they let you know that you need to update everything so you can prevent yourself from being hacked. So with that being said, plugins also need to be updated as well, and so does your theme. So you want to make sure that you're using plugins and themes that are frequently updated to keep up with WordPress's updates. All right, so we're just going to wait for that to complete, and I will be back once that is done to show you our first update. All right, so we are done with that backup. So now I'm going to go ahead and click on this link up here. So WordPress 4.9.4 is available. Please update now. So I'm going to click on that. And I am going to make sure that I click to update that. So if you scroll down, you'll see an update version of WordPress is available. So just because you click on the first link doesn't mean it's going to start updating right away. And sometimes, or in the beginning, I used to think that I was updating it from just clicking that link, but it's not. You have to scroll down and you'll see an update version of WordPress is available. So you can update to WordPress 4.9.4 automatically. Click the blue button that says update now. Very important. And then we're going to wait for that to be completed. And then once that's complete, we're going to go ahead and update the plugins. And again, I like to just leave everything be. I don't like to fiddle with the site while I'm doing this, just to make sure nothing goes wrong. And if you scroll down a little bit, you can see the other plugins that need to be updated, which we'll do in a second. And here we go. So it's brought us to this page, and this will let us know that we are done with the update. So that first step is good to go. Now we're going to click on this little button again, 6 plugin updates, so that we can go ahead and update all the plugins. So scroll down and it will have all of the plugins that are available to be updated. So we're going to select all and then click update plugins and just wait until it's done. And as you can see, it shows us all these successful updates. The only one that usually doesn't successfully update is this one. WordPress or WP Bakery Visual Composer. This plugin is associated with the theme that is installed on this website. It's the page builder, the backend page builder. And usually the theme developers are the ones that will update it within the theme. So you don't have to worry about this if you do see that there's an error updating this particular plugin, because the theme developers will go ahead and do that update. So as you can see, there's a 0 here now, and that little icon is gone because we are done with our updates for the plugins. Now we're going to go over to Envato Toolkits. You can also click on one of these links up here, I believe, but I always like to go to Envato Toolkit and click on that. And that is where we're going to update the theme. So if you see here, there's 2 tabs, settings and themes. You're going to click on themes and you're going to update automatically. So it tells you what version is available. If there's nothing here, and I do advise you check from time to time, even if you don't see a notice at the top that tells you that there is an update for it. If you're updating your plugins or you're updating WordPress, there's no harm in checking Envato Toolkits and clicking on the Themes tab to see if there is an update available for your theme. So I'm going to click on Update Automatically, and it's going to have a little pop-up here that says, you know, updating this theme will lose any customizations if you have made cancel to stop or okay to update. You want to press okay, so don't worry about that. Press okay. Your site will be fine. And we're just going to wait for that to be done. And we are done with that. So as you can see, it says theme updated successfully, and we have another notice here, so let's see what that says. So I'm going to click on that, and it says that this still needs to be updated because it didn't get updated with the latest version of the theme, which is fine, so don't worry about that. When the theme updates that plugin, you can update it and it will happen automatically. You don't have to worry about that. All right, so now we're all up to date. What I also like to do, just in case, you know, my settings that I did are a little wonky, which I don't even check anymore. I just automatically do this step, is I go to Qode options. Qode is the developer of the theme that I use. So I like to just save changes. So all of my settings are still here, but I like to click on save changes just in case something went a little wonky with the updates. And that will ensure that my text, my font, my colors, and all that good stuff is still the same. So now we're just going to refresh my website and see if everything looks normal. And if everything looks normal, then we're good to go. All my fonts are the same, my colors are the same, so nothing's changed, nothing went wrong. You can go through your website, make sure everything is still good. And yeah, so it seems like we're good. Go through a few of the pages to make sure. And yeah, everything looks the same. So we're good to go. We are done with all of the updates. A couple of things I wanted to mention is you can close the notices if you still see any. So we're going to go back to our dashboard just to see if there's any notices. So there's one here. We can close that out. That's not important. It's just something in regards to Visual Composer, which is the page builder. Then we have another notice here, WooCommerce data update. We need to update your store database to the latest version. So this is another important update. So although it doesn't let you know from this little icon that it needs to be updated, WooCommerce will let you know on the top, and you cannot close this out until it's been done. So we're gonna run the updater for that one because that's important. And it says it is strongly recommended that you back up your database before proceeding. Are you sure you wish to run the updater now? And we've already backed up the site, so we're good to go. We can just press OK and allow that to go ahead and do its thing and update. So it says your database is being updated in the background. We're just going to wait for that to be done. Now that update should just take a few minutes. Nothing will pop up here to let you know that it's been updated. So I like to just click on Save Changes after waiting a few minutes. And then as you can see at the top here now, it says WooCommerce data update complete. Thank you for updating to the latest version. So we know that's done now. And we are going to go back to the dashboard just to make sure there's no more notices at the top that we can't get rid of. So this one has been done. We read that one, so we're going to dismiss it. And that's it. This is something trying to sell me something probably. I'm going to dismiss this and put no thanks. And that's it. So everything is up to date. Now, if you don't want to do your updates yourself, they are fairly easy to do, as you can see. But if you don't have the time or you don't remember, because I tend to forget, or when I used to have my old sites for an e-commerce shop, I would always forget to do my updates, and which was really bad because I ended up getting hacked. I had that site for maybe like 6 years or something, and I just did not keep up with my updates. And that's why I like to stress how important it is for you to update your site, because even though my site wasn't like, a super big, huge traffic site, hacks can happen to anybody. So hackers do not discriminate. You don't have to be, a multi-million-dollar company to get hacked. You can be a small little blog, a tiny little shop. They do not discriminate. A lot of times they're using bots, which are like, I guess, robots that are just constantly trying to hack into sites. So it doesn't matter what kind of site you have. I don't know why they do it. I'm not going to get into all that, but anybody can be hacked. They do not discriminate. So make sure you do your updates, because I have been a victim of hacking before and it is a nightmare. So make sure you do all of your updates anytime you log into your website. At least do it once a month at minimum. Whatever plugins, whatever your theme is, everything, just update everything at least once a month to make sure that you are up to date. If you don't want to keep up with that and you rather your web designer do that, for my clients in particular, I do have a site maintenance package, and I believe most web designers do have that, and it depends on what you want done. So if you just want your updates done, I do have a package for that, and 12 months of updates is just the basic package. So every single month I would do the updates for you, and that's $190 for the entire year. So you divide that into 12 months to have an idea of how much that would be. And yeah, so you don't have to worry about it. I would do it for you and make sure that your site is always up to date, and do the basic maintenance of upkeep in that regard. There's also a few other packages that my clients can browse through. So, if you need more than that, there's options here, but $190 just to do the updates for 12 months. And most designers or developers have some type of package for you if you don't want to handle your updates yourself. All right. And the other thing I wanted to mention before I go is in the description bar below for those who are not my clients. If you're wondering what theme I am using the Bridge theme, which I purchased from Theme Forest, and all the plugins as well. Some of them are from WordPress, some of them are from Envato Market. And I strongly recommend, if you are going to be adding plugins to your site, you want to add plugins that are tried, tested, and true. So you know that they're going to be doing updates frequently to keep up with WordPress's updates. You don't want to just add on different plugins because you don't know if the developers are upkeeping them. So you want to make sure you do your research, see what the reviews are like. I like to purchase premium plugins from Envato Market. I like to purchase my themes from Envato Market or Theme Forest, whichever one you want to call it. And that way I know that, there's a certain standard in terms of, the support, the updates, and all that good stuff. So I'll leave links in the description bar below to the different premium plugins that I do have on my site and that I use on my client site, as well as the theme. And also, if you are having an issue with your theme, you also want to make sure that wherever you purchase your theme, you have, the link to their support website. So I'll put the link to the support website for the Bridge theme for my clients. If you guys ever do have an issue, you're free to contact me, or you can contact the support team directly and create an account and ask them, if you're having an issue. They're great. They look into it for you. But that pretty much sums it up. If you do have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.